All right, this is Renee and Leslie, and it's June 17th, 2023. And the number one thing in the middle of your reading is health. And it is showing me that there appears to be some sort of deficiency in your system, which we've been discussing all the various vitamins that we're taking. And berberine and zinc, especially, is good for sugar regulation. And then probiotics for gut absorption. And now something I started doing too is it's called Armra, but it's bovine cholesterol. And I tend to not eat beef or pork. I'm still a fish and vegetarian, but I've discovered, I started losing my hair, my eyelashes, my nails, that I still need some extra stuff. And so I had to kind of bite that bullet, and I've started taking the cholesterol. I had a bone density test. It's nearly, it's like solidified in half. So it's gone up, and then my hair is growing. I mean, you have lovely hair too. And so it really helped me. My complexion, all of that. So that's another one that I highly suggest. And now it does show me here. The thing is with us that we have to be consistent. And so this is
You're like a fly on my
I
wall.
know. This is what it's showing me, that you're just like, I just can't take another pill. And so this is why I suggest maybe trying intravenous vitamins along with maybe taking some specific ones, because it does show that you're not as consistent as you could be. Let's just put it that way. You did encounter some, you did encounter probably a narcissist in your past. And so that has kind of done a number on you, and you do have trust issues when it comes to relationship. But I do have to ask you, is there someone that you like now, or someone now who has some potential?
A suitor type, a man, a love interest. No, there's nobody. I mean, the person that I had this really cool relationship with, in 2018, he friended me on Facebook again. But I don't know. I mean,
do you know what sign he is?
He's an Aries with a moon in Sagittarius.
Okay.
I'm a Taurus with a moon in Sagittarius. So,
okay. Well, the Aries people, of course, he friended you, or you were have relationship with him right when Saturn went into Aries, and it was a nasty placement for them. It went into their house of self and self-worth, self-value, and relationships. My husband was an Aries, and he was Indian, and the racism here took its toll on him, and he ended up killing himself because he didn't have that strong self-value, and he was bullied. But the Aries in particular, particularly the men, had it really rough between 19 and now, and only this past March did the planets kind of roll out of them. Now they're in Pisces. Saturn just went into Pisces today. And so find out where, if you have any Pisces in your chart.
I do. It's in my, I thought I had, Sagittarius is in my 4th. Pisces is like my 7th or my 8th.
Okay. And so that's relationships. 7th would be relationships. And so it's rolled back into that. And so it's going to be there, I think, until March of 2024. Nasty little placement. Although I don't like Saturn in particular, I don't care what sign it is. It does show that something, the reason I asked if you had somebody is it shows somebody from your past coming back. But you see that nice big fat sword there?
Yeah.
It's like a no.
Oh,
that's God's no. It's just like no.
Okay. All right.
So
Brian,
like,
my Aries is
no to the Aries. You are an earth angel, and someone be sending you information on that. So in other words, you are here on mission, And I deeply apologize because your life has probably been like shit. And so you've been probably ostracized all your life. Most of us were born to really unhealed, dysfunctional family system. And it's really, most of
How
us,
do you know me?
I know, learned about narcissism during our birth time. And so, we are what's called the curse stoppers. With us, all that family dysfunction stops, and we will affect 7 generations. And so our life here
I'm gonna cry
as
right now.
our life here as Earth Angels is not easy. We're constantly tested by the dark side, and most of us, especially the female Earth Angel, by love. Love seems to be the most elusive thing for us, and it's because of our divine masculine being so unhealed and so damaged. And so, good luck with that, is what I'm going to tell you. Health is a priority right now, and so they're asking you to be very mindful of that. We do have someone, he's do you have a brother or do you have a male friend that's close, that is a helper?
I don't have any men helping at all. I'm
Okay.
on my own. Yeah.
Okay, well, crowning you is a Leo Sag Aquarian, and he comes in as a brother helper system. He comes in, like even somebody to mow your grass or somebody, the plumber. He comes in as an aide or an assistant, but he could also be someone who becomes significant for you.
I do know somebody that I think likes me. He's a Sag. And actually he's Indian and his parents live in Dayton. So
Interesting.
and
Well, this particular card is a foreign man.
hmm.
He's dark skinned. And so, that's a possibility.
And you're saying he could become significant or someone.
Yeah, he could be significant for you.
Hmm.
And at least, maybe as a companion. So, if there's any interest there, Indian men usually move a little slower. It's just, the culture is a little strange with them. So,
Yeah.
good luck with that. In other words, I've done several Indians prior to my husband. I won't do them again. Let's just put it that way. One culture I've seen enough of. But for you, it shows there is a possibility. Now, here's where we're going. What kind of work are you doing?
I do several things. So I actually work for Erica. I work for Spectrum, and I'm in sales. I've been on the job for a year, but it's not my mission. It's not, what I'm here for. It's just something I chose to kind of propel me forward. I've been helping a friend who also is from the Dayton area. I just submitted like a quote for some good business for him. And so I'm trying to help him increase his profitability within his company. And then I also work as a production assistant / marketing person for a Christian film company out of St. Louis. And on top of that, I have my own thing. So I've been wanting to move to be self-employed. And I don't know, it's like, I want to help people. So my vision became clear based on my dysfunctional upbringing. The saddest thing for me is to see people not live to their fullest potential, myself included. And I want to support people on living to their fullest potential, whatever that looks like. But then there's this other side of me that wants to be playful and have fun and support people, like just get everybody together and let's have fun and let's travel and do all of that. So I'm kind of all over the place. I am a creative. I write, I create workshops on just various topics. I coach people. I've been a career coach, not my passion, but I'm pretty good at it, helping people with that. But it's more about, I would say, life coaching, facilitating workshops, helping people move forward from A to B,
Okay.
where they're stuck, you know?
Okay. Because it's showing me three priorities with a whole bunch more pinnacles.
What does that mean?
It's like a whole bunch more. We're dealing with three predominantly, but there's a whole bunch more.
Okay.
And so that's what I was trying to figure out what your career was. I was like, well, I'm not too sure, because I was kind of like all over the place for it. I couldn't get it narrowed down. I think coaching, you're going to have to come up with a program. You know, if I were young and had energy to do it all over again, I would be coming up with a program of how to help people love themselves, especially the Earth Angel people who come from the horrific programming from the narcissistic framework, and basically how to deprogram ourselves. Because, you know, I still work on being good enough. And, you know, I have this little ring and it says, I am enough on it. And it helps to remind me I am enough. But
Mhm.
one of the things, especially for the Earth Angel female, is, am I enough to be chosen?
Mhm.
And this is the chord that resonates sorrow within most Earth Angel women. And I have a ton of them on my Facebook page that
Wow.
are beautiful, beautiful women who are unpartnered because our male is so dysfunctional. And so, you know, you're Indian. I do have to ask you, do you know the sign of the guy that you're helping in his work?
He's a Cancer.
Okay, okay. All right, because you have a Cancer on the table and you have this other guy, Leo, Sag, Aquarian here. Now the Cancer, it says there's the sun shining by him, but is he paying you for your work?
He is now.
Okay, because we have money issues around him, so I don't know if he's overspending. I don't know if he's
He is. He does, he's told me, I mean, he's in dire straits right now financially.
he is, and so I don't know how solid, I don't know how secure, and certainly not something that you should put. You should expect a great outcome from, because it looks like he's in a hole.
He is, yeah.
And maybe even have to head for bankruptcy. So I think he needs some serious financial advice. And so if you're expecting that to generate,
Yeah.
okay,
I'm
just
trying to
know,
help him. Yeah.
just know it looks risky. And now the Leo Sag Aquarian, it has potential to be maybe romantic. So you might want to look at that. Or let your, if you're attracted to him, just let your intentions be known.
Okay.
The main thing on the table is your health, and it does show me here that the possibility you enter a program or you start a program for yourself to help weight loss, weight reduction. You may take a pill. I don't know. There's several different out. There's one out now that they pretty much guarantee in 3 months 25 to 40 pounds off. So if your doctor will support that, you might want to look at that. It is suggesting sort of a quick weight loss to get that sugar number down.
Okay.
But of course, you have to do all this with the recommendation of a doctor, because I'm certainly not that. But I'm just telling you what the cards are suggesting. They would rather that weight loss be sooner than later.
Okay.
The coaching that I see, you are the classic mother, the divine mother, divine healer, and so that's what you do. You mother everyone, and part of your mothering needs to be part of your career, which is, I think, is your coaching.
You know what? I bought the website lovingnudge.com.
Oh, how cute. I love that. I love that. And so this is something that you're going to be building over the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Now, another thing, how comfortable would you be doing Instagram and TikTok?
I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, this is also on the board, that it's time for you to go into social media as a platform and as a lead into maybe people buying courses and so on. The important thing is that you keep it affordable. Now, is your mother still alive?
No, she's long gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next spring, April through July. This is where the deeper thought of relocation comes in. And do I continue my mainstream job? And I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't change jobs until we see what this country is going to do in 24 and 25 politically. Because I really think we're headed for some challenge here. And already I'm having people struggling to find jobs. And so I would at least probably look into 18 months to 3 more years of mundane employment until you see what our economy is going to do.
I've been saying recently that I'm elevating the mundane.
Okay. All right. There you go. But you're just basically working to bring home a paycheck that is secure for you. And but meanwhile, all your energy and your investment goes into your angel work, is how I'll put it. All right. Any questions?
I mean, you touched on some pretty wild things that align. You definitely have tapped in. Tell me more. How did you determine I was an earth angel? Because of my Taurus, or the card said.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And you do have no, that was the one before you. Okay. Plus the number 6 a lot of times belongs to earth angels, but it's predominantly this card.
Oh, okay. And then tell me more about how the divine masculine not being healed, like what would you recommend that I do to untangle that?
To untangle what?
Well, or to get some healing from this divine masculine that you said, when I came out of my upbringing, I have this divine masculine part of me that's not healed. So what would your thoughts or intuition be around that?
Oh, no, I think I said the masculine is very unhealed. We as people, both our female and male, is unhealed because of our upbringing. Most earth angel women have had the abandonment of fathers, but are usually raised by narcissistic controlling mothers. What was your situation?
My dad was emotionally unavailable, so I was emotionally abandoned. My mom was, I don't know if she was a narcissist, but she was in active alcoholism, so it was not.
So also abandonment.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happens there is you learned how to survive very young.
Yeah.
And so a lot of that was keeping yourself quiet, not speaking up for your needs, not expressing your expectation, just simply going along with the flow, sacrificing your own needs and sacrificing your own core just to have love or just to keep the peace. So the cure to that is becoming your own father and becoming your own mother. And I'm going to send you information on that.
Okay.
It
Oh,
is
you did say that.
Carl Jungian psychology, and it's what I had to do for myself. I was raised as a severe codependent, almost Stockholm syndrome, and very easily controlled. So I went straight from my mother to a narcissist, abusive, two husbands, and that I spent 28 years on my own, and became now almost hyper controlling, hyper I'm in charge, ain't nobody gonna disrespect the goddess ever again. And
Mhm.
so it's and one thing, there's a book out there, it's called Complex PTSD.
Mm,
It's for those of us, what I discovered is that I have had PTSD since I was about 2 years old.
wow.
And when you read that book, you're gonna go, OMG, I've had this since a child.
Mhm.
All of us have anxiety. We have some basic fears, certainly lack of trust. And so we tend to be fixers and rescuers in relationships, or we go and partner with emotionally unavailable men, which can evolve. We are called the anxious attachment, but we can also lean towards avoidance. And I'll send you information on that, because I tried to date this last year and I've discovered all spectrums of the narcissist. And so I threw myself into research and discovering all sorts of things.
So my ex-husband, I went from alcoholics. I said, I'll never marry an alcoholic, and I married a drug addict.
Okay.
And then, so that was awful. I'm downplaying the significance of the awfulness. And then my daughter had a 30th birthday party in the same city as my ex-husband. So I went there, and there was this trip that him and I took to get to her party. We went together, and he talked about himself the whole time. And I never really knew until then that he's a narcissist. And I just I was so grateful. I kept looking at him as he was just spewing, all about him, and couldn't care less about me. And I just sat there and I said, I'm so grateful that he is my ex-husband, because I would probably be in jail right now for how he treated me. And I mean, at one point, like, I thought like I had a knife in my heart, like my heart was bursting. I mean, it was just awful. And I actually told him that recently. And I said, do you realize that you talked about yourself the entire time on a 1 hour or like a 45-minute train ride? And you not once did you ask me anything about myself? And he was like, what? Like, just completely unaware. But I know that he would have to get even the score.
Well, there's no cure for narcissism. There's no cure for avoidance. The anxious attachments, you can work with them
Mhm.
as long as you communicate. But the problem is you and I are probably anxious attachers. And avoidance, we're a natural partner for avoidance
Yeah.
and narcissists. And then there's another spectrum of narcissism. That's the covert. It's
Mm.
always your fault. It's always everybody else's fault. Look what has happened to me. Poor, pitiful me. And so they won't take responsibility for anything.
Mhm.
And a lot of times our children become that.
Well,
And so, the narcissism gene trickles down. And so you may find it in your children or your grandchildren.
interesting. All right, so I can go over the video, but you have inspired me to take care of my health.
It's number one on the table.
Yeah.
So the first one, it's in 2 blocks. The first one is you are deficient. There's a health issue. We need to target this now. The second block is weight loss. They want it faster than slower. But of course, you need to be under a doctor's care for that. It does kind of show me you may take a pill or some medicine to help with that weight loss. and you become very focused on it. You become very proactive and determined that I'm going to do this time. This will be the last time I struggle with this. And so you're still very young enough to turn this around for yourself.
Yeah.
And so
I-
you will be, you're going to be up and at 'em. You're going to be 1, 2, 3, ABC. I'm going to bring this to healing. This is it. I'm not, you're going to be scarlet in the garden. Never again am I going to have to deal with this weight situation or health situation. So you're going to bring it, you're going to get aggressive with it.
Okay.
And then, I'm going to suggest, and that's what they suggest, at least 18 months to 3 years with a mundane job, while you significantly invest time and research and education into the other 10 jobs.
The other 10 jobs.
But eventually you're probably going to pick 3.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And those will be your priority.
How quickly should I, the cancer that's got the financial issues, should I end that sooner than later?
Yes.
Okay. He's at a point where he needs to talk probably bankruptcy.
Yes, it's getting really bad. It's getting really dark for him. So I really think he needs some financial advice, and don't try to rescue him, because he himself has gotten himself into this position.
Yeah.
And by once again in denial, and could be part of a person that, look what they did to me. This has been done to me, blah, blah, blah. Well, no, you're the one that pushed the purchase option.
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's gotten into, but there's no saving him at this point. And just make sure that he doesn't take part of you down with him. So this is your mothering instinct here, and how they get us into their web is because we have compassion. We want to help them. We want to fix them. But this is where you realize that they have to fix themselves as well. No to the Aries. He's going to be tempting, but no. And if you should go into that, know that you need to keep detached, and don't try to make him into something he should not. By September, it's showing me there should be an increase in your income as well. Also an increase into your intuition and your spiritual reality. Also, have you planned a trip somewhere around July, August?
I want to go somewhere. I'm not sure where. I want to be on a beach actually somewhere.
And that's what it's showing me. I heard the word Myrtle Beach, or even what they call it, the Outback, down there in the Carolinas. Mr. Aries, you're going to have a firm hand with him. And then is there someone that you're going to attempt to, someone who wants to join you in your work?
Yes.
Okay. What sign is she?
Pisces. You knew she was a female.
Why would she be joining you? What use do you have for her? What I'm seeing, she has use for you, but
Yeah.
what use do you have for her?
Well, I have been on the fence about her. I thought initially it might be a good, she brings a depth to things that I bring a depth, but not like she does. It's a different type of depth. She's a trained counselor. So but what I'm seeing is she's more of an academic rather than like a businesswoman. rather than a coach. Like she just wants to really research and deliver content. But with me as a healer, I'm the shepherd, like, come on, let's move this along. Let's help you.
And that's what it's showing me. It's so I think the universe wants you on your own.
Mhm.
You can do research, Leslie, and find the academia.
Yeah.
Sure,
I already heard a lot of it.
read everything by Carl Jung and John Bradshaw, Healing the Inner Child. And this is what you're healing yourself, the inner child. And I can send you, there's one site, it's called Wu Wei, WUWUI, Wu Wei. Wu Wei, WUWEI, Wu Wei, and it's a Buddhist concept for the inner child. So it's extremely soft and kind and compassionate. And it's on YouTube, and it's an Australian couple, and I really like them.
Okay.
And then on Instagram, Dr. Rachel. She's really hits rather hard with the inner child, but I like her academia, actually.
Okay. Thank you.
And it's our inner babies, baby Leslie, baby Ren'ee, that we heal. And it's a lifetime journey with them. I talk to my inner child every morning, every day, all day, during the day. And basically how to keep them safe and to acknowledge their feelings of fear and anxiety and tantrums when they can't have their way.
I have a deck of Louise Hay,
Yeah.
Shower Thought cards. And for a year, I kept getting the same card. And it says, it's only change.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Louise Hay saved my life back in the 80s. She taught me that I didn't have to accept my reality, that I could change it. And so I did. And I'm no more that woman back then than I'm a size 9. So it's I owe her great gratitude. I devoured every single one of her books, every class I was able to take. I just soaked it up. And then John Bradshaw was the second mentor, and then Carl Jung, Jung, was also there.
Yeah, I just did a Oprah. They had like a snippet that was passing around on social media where John Bradshaw did.
Yes, I saw that. It made me so happy.
Yes.
Because I had never heard of a codependent, and I went into counseling in the 80s after my second husband abused me, and I thought, why do people want to beat me up? And basically she said, because you don't hold your boundaries and you keep choosing beaters, Ren'ee. That's why. It really has nothing to do with you. You just choose beaters. And my mother was a beater, and it's not necessarily them. We choose that. And so this is where you have to be careful. And one thing I have learned, you meet someone and you get that butterfly feeling. That's actually cortisol flooding your system as a warning. This is a pattern. This is a pattern. Back up, back away, back away. We think it's tingles and butterflies and ooh and warm and gooey looey, but no, it's our body going, oh my God, run.
Yeah, I've definitely been in La La Land, actually I went to Costa Rica. I was on this healing quest, and I actually went to a facility there and did ayahuasca ceremonies.
Oh, yeah.
4 nights. And I was so scared, the anxiety and the fear and all that. And I actually, Mother Ayahuasca, I asked her to show me that I could trust her, and she did. And then the first night, I mean, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and but I was
You
so
are
scared.
brave. Hey,
I
no
was
way in hell I would have done that.
I was terrified that I would hallucinate and see snakes and lizards, things that I'm typically very afraid of or have been afraid of. And she showed me cartoons, and and
Okay.
and the first night is show me who I've become. And what I've become is I've been deceiving myself and I've been living in a fantasy. And I thought, how beautiful, what a beautiful thing that she showed me. Like, it wasn't, oh, you're just this awful person. It was, okay, yeah, I'm in La La Land here. Yeah, okay. Now I get to have some real conversations and stop being in denial.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I've thought about trying some of that stuff, but in my experience, even pot in the past, I'm so sensitive. It causes like a friend of mine gave me a .5 cube of whatever the lickable marijuana is,
Mhm.
and I was on the couch and I couldn't form sentences for 2 days. I'm just like, no, I don't think I should try any of this.
I'm not real, I'm a terrible pot smoker, I mean, it's not my thing, but I was led to go and do the ayahuasca, and I'm really grateful that I did.
Mhm.
You talk about the ancestors and how I'm here. Yeah. When I left my parents, my family situation as a young woman, and I started having my kids, I drew a line in the sand, and I declared, and I said, whatever you people are doing is crazy, and I want nothing to do with this. And I turned away basically from, I mean, I still had a relationship with them, but I wasn't buying what they were selling. And do you know, when I was sitting in the jungle in Costa Rica, my ancestors came to me and wanted to have a relationship with me. I had divorced, when I divorced my immediate family, I didn't realize I was divorcing my lineage as well. And they were there and they wanted to have a relationship with me. And I just laid in the Mallorca and I acknowledged every person by name that I could remember, because I've been a genealogist over the years. And then I introduced them formally to my children in the spirit realm. And do you know, my kids turned towards me in a different way after I came back. It was really unexpected in a beautiful way. So that was one of my experiences doing ayahuasca.
Okay, that's beautiful. I want nothing to do with them people over there. I chose to leave my family as well when I was 28. They were serious white supremacists. I mean,
Wow.
I went to my first KK rally at 3 years old.
Wow.
And I always questioned why, not only blacks, it was Jews and Catholics and Italians and foreigners and everybody that didn't have white skin.
Hmm.
And I never bought into it. As a matter of fact, my aunt told my mother one time, "You need to put her in an orphanage. She ain't one of us." I was like, oh my God. And so, I've asked God about that. And I said, what the hell are you thinking? And he goes, you're my little, you're my little black sheep. And he said, through you, the curse stops.
Mm.
And this is what he said. He said, you cannot make a cockroach mentality think like a butterfly consciousness.
Wow.
And you and I are the butterflies. They're the cockroach mentality. We can't change them. We can't fix them. We can't heal them. And, I had to turn away from my mother as well. Um, and now my own daughter shuns me because she is a covert narcissist, and she has a love-hate relationship with me, hates what I do, wishes I could have been normal. And I'm like, well, I am what I am. I said, you've made your decision. I said, so you live with that. And I didn't cry. I wasn't upset. I was nothing. I don't cry. I don't miss her. And I actually had to seek out counseling thinking, what's wrong with me that I'm not crying over the loss of my daughter? And,
Mhm.
basically, even she mistreated me over the years. And I guess I just don't take it anymore.
If-
As people will respect me and treat me with loving kindness. Um, or they're not going to be part of my life basically, but that's what we do. And I'm so happy that you got to have that experience. You are a very, very, very brave woman. I'm proud of you for allowing yourself to have that experience, and to continue to carry the light of the awakening from there for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
So good on you.
Yeah,
So
there was such a reverence. I'm sorry, someone keeps calling me.
oh, that's all right.
Sorry. Um,
Erase. Shit. I erased our recording.
is
Damn
it,
it.
it's not in the cloud?
It said, "Are you sure you want to stop recording to the cloud?" And I said, "Cancel." Oh, so it's still there. Hopefully